To our dynamic and gorgeous professor, Ma'am Nerissa Beatriz, and to you, my dear classmates, good morning. The topic assigned to me is Chapter 15, which is all about the concept, nature, and domain of learning. By the way, I am Alma C. Lanciso from Tigaon District. So let us know first if what is learning. According to Gardner Murphy, 1968, the term learning covers every modification and behavior to meet environmental requirements. So according po kay Gardner Murphy, ang lahat na sumasaklaw sa bawat pagbabago sa pag-uugali ng isang tao upang matugunan ang lahat ng pangangailangan sa kanyang kapaligiran ay matatawag daw po yun na learning. According to Gates, 1946, learning is the modification of behavior through experience. So para naman po kay Gates, ang learning daw ay ang pagbabago ng pag-uugali ng isang tao base naman sa kanyang karanasan. Sabi nga po, learn by experience, and experience is the best teacher. According to Woodworth, 1945, any activity can be called learning so far as it develops the individual in any respect, good or bad, it makes later behavior and experiences different from what they would otherwise have been. So para kay Woodworth naman, ano naman daw na gawain ay matatawag na learning hanggat ito ay nakatulong para mapaunlad ang isang individual. Ano mang aspeto man ito, mabuti man o masama. At yung pag-uugali at mga karanasan ng isang tao na bago dahil sa mga gawain na yon na naging dahilan para mabago ang buo niyang pagkatao taliwas sa inaasahan sa kanya. So here are other definitions of learning. Learning is a change in behavior as a result of experience or practice. Learning is the acquisition of knowledge. Learning is knowledge gained through study. Learning is to gain knowledge of or skill in something through study, teaching, instruction, or experience. Learning is the process of gaining knowledge. Learning is a process by which behavior is changed, shaped, or controlled. So there are different definitions of learning. So to sum it up, learning is the process of acquiring knowledge, understanding knowledge, behaviors, skills, values, attitudes, and preferences. Learning is a process that leads to change, which occurs as a result of experience and increases the potential for improved performance and future learning. So ang term po na pag-aaral ay direktang nauugnay sa mag-aaral at intelektual na pagsisikap na isinasagawa upang mapalawak at makakuha ng bagong kaalaman, disiplina, halaga, estratehiya, bukod sa isa pa, na maaring mailapat sa iba't ibang oras at puwang sa buong buhay. So ang learning po ay pwedeng mangyari kahit saan. Pwedeng sa paaralan, sa bahay, o kahit saan po. Pwedeng formal o di formal. Pero ang mahalaga po na yung learning na may impart natin sa ating mga mag-aral ay hindi lang na isa ulo bagos ito po ay na isa puso at lalong-lalo po na ito ay dapat na isa buhay. At yun ang naging daan para sila'y mabago at maging isang kapaki-pakinabang na mamamayan. Next is the concept of learning. So in common parlance, the word learning carries at least two meanings. There is a general one of some kind of change, often in knowledge but also in behavior. However, learning cannot be defined merely in terms of changes in behavior, but there is also a more intense use of the verb to learn, meaning to memorize, to learn by heart. So that was from Roger 2003. So one concept of learning is from Roger of 2003. According to him, ang learning daw po ay hindi lang yung nakuha ng isang individual o ng isang learner kung ano ang dapat niyang matutunan. Or hindi lang po na-memorize yung lesson, kung hindi pa ang pinaka-importante ay naisa puso at naisa buhay o na-apply niya ang natutunan niya sa kanyang sarili. So another concept of learning is to say that learning is change is too simple. Not all change is learning. What we usually mean by learning are those more or less permanent changes and reinforcement brought about voluntarily in one's patterns of acting, thinking, and or feeling. So that was also from according to Roger of 2003. So, ibig sabihin daw po, hindi lahat ng pagbabago ay learning na. Ang karaniwang ibig sabihin daw ng learning ay hindi gaanong permanenteng pagbabago na dulot ng kusang loob na pagkilos, pag-iisip at pakiramdam ng isang tao. Okay. According to Ambrose et al. 2010, learning is a process, not a product. So yes, it is very true that learning is a process, not a product, because learning is a continuous process and it takes time to process the knowledge. It is essentially an observable and measurable change in behavior that is the result of an experience. Another is learning is a change in knowledge, beliefs, behavior, or attitudes. So it means that learning involves change in knowledge, beliefs, behaviors, or attitudes. So this change unfolds over time. It is not fleeting but has a lasting impact on how students think and act. It is the direct result of how students interpret and respond to their experiences. Okay, next is learning is not something done to students, but something that students themselves do. So meaning po ang pag-aaral ay hindi isang bagay na ginagawa sa mga mag-aaral, ngunit isang bagay na kailangan din ginagawa mismo ng mag-aaral o ng isang individual. So it's a two-way process. Ano po? Nag-i-impart tayo ng learning sa kanila, then they will do their part also para matuto. Okay. Another concept of learning is from Kurt Lowen. So, Kurt Lowen, 1935, suggested that learning changes occur in skills, in cognitive patterns, either knowledge and understanding, in motivation and interest, and last in ideology. So, according to Kurt Lowen, there is learning kung isang tao ay naka-acquire ng bagong skills, knowledge, and understanding. At kung nagbago din ang motivation at interest at paniniwala ng isang estudyante o ng isang individual sa kanyang buhay. Okay, let's come on nature and characteristics of learning. First is, learning is the change in behavior. Second, learning is a continuous lifelong process. Third, learning is a universal process. Okay, another nature and characteristic of learning is that learning is a purposive and goal-directed. Okay, next is learning involves reconstruction of experiences. Learning is a product of activity and environment. Learning is transferable from one situation to another. Learning helps in attainment of teaching learning objectives. Learning helps in the proper growth and development. Learning helps in the balanced development of the personality. Okay, next is that learning helps in proper adjustment, and learning helps in the realization of goals of life. And the last one is learning does not necessarily imply improvement. So to sum it up, the individual is constantly interacting with and influenced by the environment. So this experience makes him to change or modify his behavior in order to deal effectively with it. Therefore, learning is a change in behavior influenced by previous behavior. So the skills, knowledge, habits, attitudes, interest, and other personality characteristics are all the result of learning. Okay, my last topic is about the domains of learning. So we have three domains of learning. First is cognitive, second is affective, and the last one is psychomotor. So let us know them one by one. Okay, first is the cognitive domain of learning. In cognitive domain, it's more on using mental skills, or in other words, it focuses on acquisition, retention, and uses of knowledge. So here are the level of cognitive ability from simple to complex. So it is from simple, first is knowledge. It focuses on remembering and reciting. So the learners here, it answers the question who, what, where, define, describe, memorize, label, list, recognize, identify, write, and recite. Okay, the next level is comprehension. It focuses on relating and organizing the information previously learned. So here, the pupils will summarize, restate, paraphrase, illustrate, match, explain, defend, relate, review, generalize, and tell. Okay, the next level is application. It focuses on applying information to a rule or principle in a specific situation. Here, the learners will apply, change, put together, make, report, solve, interpret, prepare, discover, produce, and design. Okay, the next level is analysis, focuses on parts and their functionality to the whole. So here, they will combine, construct, originate, create, design, develop, suppose, organize, and generate. Okay, and the next is synthesis, focuses on putting parts together to form a new and original whole. So here the learner will combine, construct, originate, create, organize, and generate. And the last level is evaluation, focuses on valuing and making judgments based on information. So the learner here will compare, recommend, assess, value, appraise, solve, criticize, debate, defend, and evaluate. Okay. And the next domain of learning is affective domain. The affective domain includes the manner in which we deal with things emotionally, such as feelings, values, appreciation, enthusiasm, motivation, and attitudes. So affective domain involves our feelings, emotions, and attitudes, and includes the manner in which we deal with things emotionally. So the level of affective ability from lower to higher level start with receiving. So being willing to listen and be aware to receive knowledge. So here po, the pupils will acknowledge, ask, attend, choose, describe, follow, give, identify, listen, name, reply, and select. Okay, the next level is responding, actively participating and engaging to transfer knowledge. So here, the pupils will agree, answer, ask, assist, clarify, communicate, contribute, cooperate, discuss, help, indicate. And the next level is valuing, finds value and worth in one's learning and is motivated to continue. So here the learners will accept, approve, complete, choose, commit, describe, debate, demonstrate, differentiate, explain, establish, identify, justify, and prepare. And the next level is organizing, integrating and comparing values, ordering them according to priorities. So here, the learner will adapt, arrange, categorize, classify, compare, complete, defend, explain, establish, formulate, generate, and prepare. And the last one is characterizing, value that will control to outcome and behavior. So here, the learner will act, arrange, behave, characterize, defend, display, exemplify, function, incorporate, perform, practice, and revise. And the last domain of learning is psychomotor domain. The psychomotor domain includes physical movement, coordination, and use of the motor skill areas. So this domain is characterized by progressive levels of behaviors from observation to mastery of a physical skill. So it is more on doing or action. So the level of psychomotor ability from simple to complex are perception. So in perception, the learner will distinguish, hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. It is more on using their senses. And the next level is set. So here, the learner will adjust, approach, locate, place, position, prepare. And the next is guided response, where the learner will copy, determine, discover, duplicate, imitate, and check and repeat. And the next level is mechanism. The learner here will adjust, build, illustrate, indicate, manipulate, mix, and set up. Okay, and the next level is adaptation. So here they will adapt, build, change, develop, and supply. And the last level is origination. So here they will construct, create, design, and produce. Okay, that's all my report. Thank you for listening.